Morning. This video is going to follow along as I add a solar panel to the roof of my B1500 Dodge van, a half-ton. I've done about 50,000 miles traveling around the States and Baja in this with a bicycle and 2 dogs, and for a while there, for like 5 years, we also had a cat traveling with us. So last year I upgraded to a Goal Zero little flexi pack, and this is it now. And I found that it did great, I have to say, whilst I was most of the places, but quite often I'd be somewhere and I didn't want to put out my little portable panel, and I wished I had solar on the roof. So this way I took to Goal Zero, and I've got the wiring so that I can hook up a rigid panel from the roof to that, but it's not hardwired in, so that then I have a choice. And luckily the other aspect is that a friend of mine gave me a 100-watt panel that was basically for free, and we had to get the brackets. These are going to be adding 4 brackets today, or today and tomorrow, and once they're attached I want to get some Loctite. I need to find the wrenches that would fit this. I got these from Renogy. I think they're about $20 for a set of 4. And that will lift it up enough to, when it's flipped over, to give an airspace underneath the panel, which apparently is very important for cooling and maintaining the panel over time. So that's the panel aspect. This is my dog Harold, who will be around and helping. And today I'm going to go up here, up onto the top, and mark it out, and then go get some rubbing alcohol so I can clean it and get it ready. So that's the plan. We'll do what we can, right? So here we have the roof. I am up on the ladder, and I'm going to measure this out. I'm going to do it lengthways because I'm only going to have one panel, a 100-watt panel, and I'm going to do it like down this way, measure it out, clean the rough areas and mark it afterwards. And I'm going to be using the 3M VHB tape. I am going to drill into the roof with some screws as well, and then cover it with the Turnabond tape that people recommend. I'm also going to add a cable. I believe I've got a cable or chain, so it's going to go from the front of the panel and around and attached to the air vent, and so hopefully that will convince some of my friends that are worried that the panel will fall off with the tape. Yes, I've heard of it happening once, but considering the amount of people that are doing it this way, I'm not actually that concerned. But I am going to add a little security cable so that if something did happen, it would still be fairly contained and I would start hearing that there was a problem. So that's next. So I marked off the 40 inches by 27 inches, and I'm just doing a little preemptive wash just to see how bad. In theory, I'm told that rubbing alcohol is one of the best ways to prep the surface before using the glue. So I'm going to do that on all 4 corners of where the brackets will be, and hopefully that will be all that's needed. There's actually not much coming up, maybe because of the age, so there's really no paint to be worried about at this point. But yeah, it's going to be a perfect fit. Here we are from the side, from the passenger side. This is the air vent I put in last year. It's aging out a little bit, but still hasn't leaked at all, so I'm okay with that. So I was just going to measure out and mark off for myself as a rough outline where the center is, because I know I'd measured this pretty well, so I'm going to use this as the center point. Come 13.5, it's 27 inches altogether across. So I'm going to come 13.5 inches across and do a little mark and wipe it down with alcohol and leave the markers there. And then I might even today, I don't have all the parts yet today, I realized. I don't have the VHB tape, the most important part. So today I think I'm just going to mark out, clean off and kind of prep. I will come, since it's not windy yet, bring the panel up and just check and see how that lies out and take it from there. And then take a break and pull everything together, wrenches and glues and everything for tomorrow, and go for it tomorrow. I realise I have a bit of a problem because of this, the bump in the roof. I had hoped to have the panel fairly close to the vent, but I see, can you see there's that gap? And even if I bent the things, it still wouldn't be a great solid connection. So I'm going to go back to the end and move the panel down to a point where that gap is eliminated. So let's see how that sits. As you see, I've moved the panel all the way back to the lip. It's lined up again, and that really has eliminated the gaps between the feet and the roof. So I'm going to remark everything here, clean everything here, and they take the panel off for now. Okay, so the next stage is, since it's going to be a windy day and I still don't have the VHB tape, I'm going to go ahead and drill through the ceiling to fit these guys. So this is the wiring coming out of the solar panel. It adapts from this, it's called an MC4, and then I needed an adapter cable, and that, since they were out of stock of MC4 to the DC 8mm, which is what I needed, I was able to get from Goal Zero, let's put it there so you can see better, 2 other adapters. So I went from that to that, and this is the end that I needed to go into the Goal Zero, and it's called a DC 8mm, and it goes to an extension cord, which will go from the, if I drill a hole big enough, and I believe that this 1 1/4 drill bit building up to it will be enough for these to pass through. Seems to be about the right size. Go through the roof, then I'll caulk it around, and then once I'm inside, I'll run these onto the cord that goes through and into the Goal Zero for when I want to run the Goal Zero off the roof panel, and then I can just unplug it when I want to run it off the flexible portable panel. So that's the plan for today. It's a little windy. I might take you up on the roof. I decided to bring you up on the roof. Here's the view. I'm in New Mexico in spring, so yes, it's incredibly windy. So I decided to come up on the roof and drill today whilst I can. So this is the markings, if you can see. So there's the back of the roof, me underneath, and I measured out that the wire needs to be 6 to 8 inches from the front of the panel, which will be here. And so I'm going to go this side of, there's quite a bit of headroom inside, so if I drill through here I can easily access it because I'd put this in the year before. So I'm going to drill through here and then just cover it with tape until I'm ready, because at least New Mexico, the weather, it's not going to rain, so, well, it shouldn't rain. We'll see. I've done 3 little holes with this little drill bit. I'm going to come back with a bigger piece and take it out. It needs to be about 1 inch altogether, so I'm going to head back down and grab the rest of the bits from over there. So I discovered, I went from the little drill bit up through 2 different ones, and then I went to this, which I know is made for wood, but I thought it might work. It took it down tiny little bit. I don't know if you can see. It's really not working. So what I'm doing now is I've gone back to the higher end drill bit, narrow one, and I'm just doing a bunch of circles around, and then hoping that this will then catch and push through so that we have 1 inch gap for the wires to go through. So it's not quite what I was planning, but it seems to be working. And that seemed to work, because now look, you can see, so it's 1 1/4 bit. By doing all the little holes, when I spun it with the drill bit, it actually caught and it's gone all the way through, and that is all I need. Underneath, I'm going to have to come in from the other side, I guess. Let me see what's going on, I can't remember. need to look in from underneath. But yeah, so that's the beginning point, right? It's kind of what I needed. Okay, clean it out. There's another layer of wood under there, which I guess is the headliner, and the headliner is. So we'll go have a look and see what's going on. I did, of course, make a mess of it because I carried on, but so you can see it's an inch wide, and it goes down, and goes all the way through now. So that's wide. That's pretty good. That's about the size of the wiring that I need. So I should be able to thread everything through and get it prepped. Inside, the headline is actually about 4 inches thick, which I discovered when I put this in. And so what I'm going to have to do is pull this apart, which is kind of badly done anyways. It's just cardboard and tape to hold it because I didn't know what to do to cover the gap because this did not have enough space for me to really do much more than just improvise. So that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna take a moment, go have another cup of coffee, work it out, but then I'll be taking this open, and just down there about 4 inches should be where the hole came in through the roof that you just saw me do with the drill bit. And at that point I can run the wires down and through, and my goal is to go that way, up and over and across, and then somehow, I haven't worked this part out, go down here, go down the bottom, because underneath the bed is where the goal zero is kept. So it's sort of out of sight in theory. So I'll be running a wire across, maybe inside the roof liner, and then just down this wall. I'm not sure how to attach it. Conduit of some kind, perhaps not. We'll see. So there you go. Oh, and this is inside. There's the bed, shelves, inbuilt shelves that I store clothes, washing gear, extra things, extra books, dog related stuff, maps and the such. So there we go, and a desk because I write for a living. Okay, good morning. So finally all the parts are here. I have the Eternabond, I have the 3M tape, I have my panels and all my wiring, and this Sunday morning I am hopefully planning on finishing up. So I'm about to wipe down the 4 brackets with alcohol. I wanted to show you the wiring as it comes out, and I'm putting it towards the front of the vehicle so that it goes through that hole I put near the vent. My only concern is that I attach these together. I can't disengage that one. I'm not sure that this will fit through the hole from the top, so I had hoped to thread it through the bottom, but we will see. I might just have to make the hole a little bigger because it's clipped together and it doesn't want to unclip. So let's go ahead and wipe these down. Give me a second. Here we go. I'm going to do it left-handed. Left-handed holding. And we're just going to wipe these down just to make sure everything attaches as well as it should. There's nothing coming up, so I think it just takes off some of the grease, clean grease. Is that what it is? I don't know. And so there's number 4. So those are all done, and then give them a second to dry off. 2 screws in each, good to know, because I discovered that underneath the fiberglass is actually plywood inside, and so I'm going to be able to use the 3M tape and also screw through and into the plywood, and that should be more than secure enough, and I don't feel I need the added security chain around the vent. So let's do that. I'm going to prep the tape. Oh, here's the tape. I'm going to let it warm up a bit because it comes chilly out today, and then I'm going to cut to size and I'll show you that. Okay, so here we have the VHB tape. I have to say, if no one had recommended it, I would be very skeptical. But let's go ahead and warm them up in the sunshine a little bit. I am glad I'm going to be screwing into the plywood too. because I don't see how this would be enough, to be honest. But enough people online have been telling me about this stuff, so let's just do it. EHB 3M, that's the one. There we go. So that's that. And that. Now take it up. So just cleaning off this. I'll probably come back with some of the alcohol. Take off the tape. I wanted to make sure that these were going to go through, because it's kind of important. Let's see. This is the one I couldn't undo, so I'm going to have to major improvise. Put it for a little bit. Yep, still touching. Still touching. So that gives me a little more room. See, might as well put these together. Ugh. I'm debating whether I'm meant to tape these. I don't think so, and since it's going to be inside, I think we should be okay. So let's go down below and check. Since you were last here, I did cut through over here, through the headliner and down, and I've run it down the side, so it goes down to the local zero pack you've seen before. So that's prepped, and I opened this up. And this is where I saw that there was the wood. So it's close enough to this with 2.5 inch or 3 inch screws I can screw down and hold added to the VHB tape that will also go into the plywood. So let's see what's going on back here. Here's the hole. And what's coming in. I'm going to put this down and try. So I was able to get that first piece through, and now we're just gonna try and thread the others. I mean, if they don't go through, I think they'd be okay up here too, but let's see what we can do, huh? So as you see, it fits nicely. I'm going to use a turner bond when I get to that point, but next up I think we'll just tape these down. Alright, so let's have a look. See if you can see whilst I do this. One. Two. Lined up. There we go. Almost fell off. So the wind is picking up. I timed this just right. I've screwed in, sorry, I forgot to show you the screwing in, but I screwed in through the brackets and the 3B tape into the fiberglass roof and the wood below. I'm about to cover it with a turner bond, which is very tricky to peel off the sticky cover, but I'll do that. I'll do both of these two, and then I'll show you how it feels afterwards, okay? Okay, so it is now sealed. All four sides are done. The wiring is sealed too, and there is no give. You feel it? Nothing's moving. And I did do the research beforehand, which I'm not going to show you, but if you use rubbing alcohol and you squirt it underneath this, it will loosen it. And also if you squirt it under where the 3H tape is, VHB tape, it will also loosen it. So there is potential to take this out. But there you go. I have a solar panel on my roof on a sunny day in New Mexico. Yeah, very satisfying. So that is one way to attach a solar panel to a fiberglass roof on an old van and give yourself power. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps.